Hi everyone, I'm back. I'm working on this journal where I am I'm calling it a traveling journal. It's not a traveler's notebook, it's just a traveling journal because I wanted a bigger size than what a traditional traveler's notebook would be. So anyway, it's for a trip to Eureka Springs, Arkansas. I've got the maps, I got the hotel, I've got some sights to see on the way into town. And I was working on the tram ride, and I have like the confirmation emails, so I printed those out. Of course, they're still on my phone as well, so I needed a pocket to put them in. So my mother and my sister are going on this trip, as well as my dad, and I knew my mother and my sister would appreciate these old quilt pieces that I put on book page and folded in half and made a pocket. So we're going to make a pocket out of this to put these emails in. So using fabric tack, because that's just what I grabbed, and we will be needing it on the back of this anyway because it's fabric. So anyway, yeah, if you watched the other video, you know I'm going on a trip next week, so I was put in charge of finding things to do. And then I had to find things to do for elderly parents. My parents are in their mid to late 80s. So, but pretty much good health, except for if you watch the video where I talked about my mother's hand, where her ring got caught on a nail. That's all we're saying. Anyway, so we're going to have lots of fun. Okay, that's the tram ride. And here is just a picture of what the tram looks like and where it's at. Now, I'm not worried about finding it because it's really close to our hotel. So I'm going to cut that off. I don't think I need that map. I could still put it here. I don't need the map. It doesn't really tell me anything. So, yeah. I can trim this a little bit smaller to kind of match the other side. But, yeah. I'm going to ink it. I've been inking just a little bit if it had a white edge, even though it doesn't really matter because I got this purple paper behind it. But sometimes if it's a white paper, these sorts of things just kind of get lost. So I don't think I cut that very straight, but maybe no one will notice. Okay, this is pink, but it looks purple on there because it has a lot of black ink on this. Okay, I was taking a page at a time, wasn't I? Okay, so this page, all this needs to dry. I didn't finish this. Okay, I'll come back to that. It's kind of funny because the pages, in a book, they're not just necessarily, what's on the back of this is way further into the book than the chronological trip I'm doing here. So I'm kind of jumping around and it's sort of confusing. So anyway, I'm just cutting papers. These were from the internet as I found activities to do. I printed them off with the address, phone numbers, the times they're open, how much it costs. And it's funny about Eureka Springs. I'll give you a warning. Nothing is refundable. The hotel is if you cancel 14 days in advance. Well, you know what? I didn't know I was going. Well, I guess I did 14 days ago, but anyway. I didn't want to make reservations that far in advance because I wasn't sure about, for sure we get to go. Okay. Now, I got, on this one, I did this side because I put that strip down, and then I worked on the pocket, but I forgot to do the other two sides, so we're going to do that. So, this is pictures of the train ride. No. Yes. Did I already do the train? Oh yeah, I forget. It's further in the book. Oh, see how this is confusing? This goes with this, but the page I'm working on goes with page further in the book. Oh, it's confusing. So I'm going to get myself in trouble probably. I'm going to trim this off so it'll fit better. Maybe even this. Well, oh, I don't need that. Yeah, it's okay. It's got that web address there, which is nice to have. And I can put this there. This is on yellow pages, so okay, we're not going to ink this one. It blends in with the yellow, but the picture kind of still stands out, so. I thought I was gluing the train stuff with the tram stuff there for a while, so I had to figure it out. Okay. Okay, we got that page. Now, let's do the back side, which is, this is what I really wanted to go see. The mill where they grind the wheat and stuff. You can, they have the actual mill you can look at, and then they have a, like a, you know, a, what do you call it? Where you get the souvenirs. Souvenir shop, and then they have a gift shop, that's what they call it. And then they have a restaurant. So we were going to eat lunch there, but they're closed for renovations. So they told me they might open the 29th, but we're going to be there 27th. If you watch the other video, you know this story already. So anyway, I'm still keeping this in here because you just never know. They might open up. And in case we ever want to refer back to this, hey, what did we do in Eureka Springs? We want to go back. This it might be open again. Because I was telling my daughter, I said, I think we would enjoy going here, because you know, last year we went to, and this year we went to Springfield, and she's working on her master's, so it's not like we can do a big cruise or flying trip or anything like that. Just little things. So she's not going with us because she's going to be somewhere else. So unfortunately for her, school started today. Okay, I missed one. See, I missed that one too. I thought this was just a blank page, but this is not glued down. So this goes on top. Okay, let me get it real quick. Is there anything behind it? Of course there is. Okay, so just leave it back there. This is, since we're not going to the sawmill. I keep calling it sawmill. Grist mill. I threw in some flea markets and some thrift store things we might go into on the town on the way back home. So just in case we decide we want to, we'll have the addresses and stuff and times here. Okay, so that's one of them. And here's the other one. I noticed on a lot of these, in this town, I don't know if it's much this town, several, because I looked at different towns around, a lot of stores said permanently closed, permanently closed. Oops, I forgot to ink that one. It doesn't matter. So I think that's really sad because we probably know what happened to them. Okay, now I think I got both sides of that, so we're good. And we got the tram ride, and now we're going to work on the things we thought we might do after the tram ride. The tram ride, it's a lunch, ride the train and eat. I said tram. Yes, yes. Tram is the tour around town. Open air train. Okay, or whatever they call it, tram. So afterwards, we thought we'd do a little shopping around because there's lots of antique shops and that sort of thing. And on Thursdays, they have a farmer's market. So we just thought, sometimes they have cool stuff there. So there's the information about the farmer's market. And then, of course, there is a thrift store there. Oh, no, that's a different, so, no, you're not supposed to be here. Okay, this is information about the train. Yes, I'm sure this is right. We go from the end of the trip to the front, first of the trip. Okay. Yep. Okay. This is the actual train we're going to be on. We're going to eat lunch on the train. How many times have you guys heard all these stories? And that'll be fun because it's just a sit and look type thing. That's what we're into. And when we leave here, we might go hit some of the antique shops, or we might just hit the hotel, you know what I'm saying? So, we have one excursion, major excursion each day. Okay, so now, maybe we're good. Put this over here. Now we get back to the thrift store. Okay, let's get me trimmed up. So you guys have learned way more about my trip to Eureka Springs than you ever wanted to know. But anyway, just thought you might enjoy watching me make this journal and trying to figure out what goes where, and maybe put a few decorations in it. So, okay, thrift store. And is that it? Nope, that's something else. Oh, there was an old barn antique outlet. So I think we can do that, and that will be okay. And get. So if it had antique or thrift store, you know I printed that out. So, and I don't know. There's a lot of stores in the downtown area which I didn't bother printing out because I don't know what we'll want to go into, or we all know where that's at. So the worst part of that is finding a place to park. So I'm thinking though we're going off season because just the hotel. I talked to the lady at the hotel, and she said, you guys are, because we talked about we were checking in on Wednesday. She said, so far you're the only ones checking in on Wednesday. And I'm like, wow. So either people are already there or they're not coming in until Thursday and Friday. So, and she said, well, it's before kind of the end of summer, school started back, but it's before Labor Day. So, okay. And then I did find this one. I think it is in that downtown area where I didn't print other ones out, but it just popped up on my maps thing, and it was for the nut house. So it's all sorts of nuts and jellies and things like that. So anyway, printed it out. Needed something to film a book up. Usually I don't decorate pages before I sew them in, but I was afraid I'd mess up if I sewed it in first. So I don't think it would have mattered. It might have actually been easier, but too late now. Okay, the nut house. All right, I think that's it. So let's see if we get it or not. So that's the cover. I don't know about a closure yet. I need something simple, so we'll see about that. Okay, name of the trip, the maps, hotel, information about the hotel if we need to. 2 things we'll stop at on the way into town. A couple of the things we can drive by that afternoon. Blank pages in case we need to write something about those things, and we find more things that we want to go by and look at. The tram ride is here. That's the emails about it. Here's pictures of it, the address, phone number if we need it, website. And then after we do that, we'll see if we can go to the farmer's market, or maybe the thrift store, or maybe the old Barnes antique outlet, or maybe the nut house, or maybe all of those. Then I got a couple of blank places in case there's more shopping things we want to make note of. And then we're going to go on the train for lunch. And here's all the pictures about it, phone numbers, all that sort of stuff, address, where it's at, even though it's not that hard to find. And then the day we were leaving, we were going to go to the mill, but of course it's closed. And then, but I put it in here anyway, just because it was originally part of our trip that we were really looking forward to, because they have a restaurant there. But anyway, so if we don't do that, then we'll do the flea markets maybe. Got those. Got the thrift stores. That's for me. And then I got the Walmart Museum in Bentonville, Arkansas, in case we want to just go up that way a little bit. It's not that far. And then blank pages to finish it off. And I got a little pocket here for anything that we need. Okay, I think it looks great. Now, I got to get it sewn in. So I will do that off camera because I always struggle. Do you think it's going to be easy and simple? One thing I found out on these single signature journals with the fabric, much harder than other ones. I don't know. There's something about it I have trouble with. So I don't know. But anyway, and I always do a 5 signature thing. So it takes me a little longer. But anyway, I'm just rattling. I'm going to find something to close this thing with, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.